I believe they actually keep handing me the microphone. You believe that? Most of the time they take it away from me. People don't like me to talk because they're frauds. They're involved in fraud, so they don't like me to talk about fraud. That is the fundamental underlying problem in this country right now. I call it the matrix of frauds because that's what it is. They actually, the criminals in our government, starting with the Clinton administration, actually turned our government programs into a multi-level marketing scam. Unbelievable. But it was, in fact, what Obama was talking about when he mentioned the mass transfer of wealth. They stole trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars from us. And the entire reason why we cannot get law enforcement to enforce the law is because all of our government people are involved in the government program fraud.
Hell yeah. They're bought.
Really.
Put them all behind
bars. That's
bars.
why you can't get a cop to answer a call. Seriously, back me up on this yourself. You have any friends or neighbors that are cops? Ask them how difficult it is to prove fraud, any kind of fraud, life insurance fraud, identity fraud, etc., etc., etc. They'll tell you it's almost impossible, when in fact it's so damn simple it's unbelievable. I run background checks because I started investigating the problem that I'm talking about when Obama was in his first term. When he made a switch, when he told us he was a Christian in his first term, and then said this is no longer a Christian nation, we're now Muslim, I immediately knew we've been defrauded.
That's right.
Yes.
So I went to work and I created what I call extreme vetting. And that's when President Trump came down the escalator and he told us we're going to be doing some extreme vetting. That's what he was talking about. He was talking about my work because I work for him.
All right. Yeah.
I sent him a package of information that it was about this thick, and it included 10,000 alias names of people here in Arizona.
Wow.
10,000 people.
Wow.
It resulted in 57,000 federal indictments.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Woo!
These people in this building are at the top of the list, trust me.
All right.
So keep the faith. Here's how it went. Trump was elected. First contract he let went to Rudy Giuliani, who happened to have an internet security company, in addition to his law firm. He gave my work to Rudy. Rudy went to work with a company called Palantir, which is a background check company that government agencies have available that includes everything that's available and collected in one place, except for what the machine itself has, which is all the facial recognition that the NSA has. Now, while I'm thinking about this, I want to make a singular point. You notice there's nobody here wearing masks today, except the media?
Take off the mask! Take the mask off!
You look like a criminal.
Have no fear, God loves you! There you go! Thank you!
Joe Biden told his...
Woo!
Joe Biden actually told his...
Woo!
Joe Biden actually told his disciples to wear their masks at home because he's afraid of the facial recognition the military is going to use to start making these arrests.
Oh, really?
That's a fact.
Wow. Trying to hide your face even.
Well, I don't want to get into the bloodshed and all of that because it's really
trying to hide
ugly.
their faces. I didn't realize.
But trust me, we have some resources available now that are going to be clean and simple and easy. And when Trump said nobody will ever remember their name, he meant it because it's all going to be done undercover. It's going to be clean and simple, and only people that are worried about it are the criminals.
Yeah!
Woo!
So is anybody here going to be sorry when they're gone?
No!
Oh.
Certainly not me.
The sooner the better.
They put me and
No
my family
kid.
through pure hell. So
Amen, brother.
I want to make a point in case though, because you guys probably heard this from Trump's lips himself. He said, "Just watch, their heads will explode." He wasn't messing around. He's telling the truth. That's the kind of merchandise we have available to take our country back.
Good.
Awesome.
We spent $6 trillion in the last 4 years to make sure we had the ability to do it. You guys aware of that? They blackmailed Trump out of the last 5 budgets in 4 years, 6 budgets, Nancy Pelosi blackmailed President Trump so that she could have all this pork and all this fraud money to keep going on, including COVID, by the way. And Trump agreed to it only because he was able to get his military budget, because that, in fact, was the plan at the beginning. Give me the money, I will get the resources, and he's also made it clear a bunch of times that he will never forgive Obama for what he did to our military.
Yeah.
He
Amen.
allowed gay people to enter the military. Should never have done that. That brings immorality into the picture. It starts to break down the very fiber of our country. The LGBT and Q movement is a product of the fraud. Now let me break that down for you just a little bit. This is the stuff nobody wants me to talk about. This is how entitlement fraud works. You go on to the Department of Economic Security over here online, you look at their application, you read it, and if you read it clearly for what it says, there's a bunch of boxes on it that you can either check or not check. And as long as no two applications look the same, and there's no money associated with any of the Social Security numbers on the account, it will go through because you qualify as under the poverty level. Okay, so this is how it works. You take Obama. I've done this myself to prove it. You can take Obama's birth certificate that was posted at the White House and scan it into your computer, digitize it into your computer, and then using Photoshop, you change the document to make it appear as you want. You can change the birth date, you can change your name, you can change your mother's name, you can change your father's name. You can change any of it just by repositioning the pixels on the page. Okay, the state law says in order to get a driver's license, you have to have a certified birth certificate in order to get a driver's license. The truth is, if you go to the motor vehicle division with a phony, falsified birth certificate and slide an envelope in with your birth certificate that's got 50 or 100 bucks in it, the person behind the counter will run it through because they're involved in the same fraud. You just identified yourself as a member of the mob, and they love having you involved. So we can't trust our government because they're involved in those frauds. They're literally stealing our future from us every day. So we cannot allow that to continue, can we?
No.
The most important element of what I'm trying to tell you guys is our country needs to have that knowledge for us to have power. The more people that understand that that is the root of the evil in this country, the more powerful we become. The knowledge is the most powerful thing we have. So the more people that get that point, the more you share that information with everybody around, your friends, your family, everybody, the more power we have, because now, as soon as the people become aware, now the government is really going to live in fear. Now I'm going to give you an example of what I'm talking about so you hear it clearly. My son and I and my friend George over here went down to the... George, by the way, is our local media guy, if you don't know him. Thank you, George, for being here. He's always here to cover us. The fake media covers us too, but they smear us. Anyway, George and I and Alex went down to the U.S. Attorney's Office last week, and we took evidence of the Dominion contract with that Adrian Flores's office. We actually have a copy of the contract, and we have evidence of 50 people voting from Adrian Fontes' office address, in addition to more people voting from the election center address. Okay, the employees actually voted from the election center address. Does that sound like voter fraud to you guys? We have the factual evidence.
She put her mask back on. They might fire her if she doesn't. Watch Mrs. Show.
She's a great woman. She did a hell of a job. And her 800 boots on the ground did one hell of a job. By the way, Liz has been in Washington this week. I haven't spoken to her yet, but she's up there with Rudy Giuliani getting this thing hammered out. So we took this information down to the U.S. Attorney's Office, along with an affidavit that I filled out. I'm not an attorney, but I'm pretty good with
walk a little bit.
law and paperwork.
Getting thirsty. Okay, brothers and sisters. You get easy on the sermon this one, don't you? Trump, claiming that, you know, indictments, this and that. But the thing is, God's above governments. And Republican versus Democrats, it's another division. So we need God now. God's got a plan that, you know, he's talking about broken laws. 18 years ago. So, unlawful. Unlawful. And we heard some great words here, though, because one guy said God's above governments and God's got a plan, and Trump is just part of it. I told you, the drug involved with the Mexican drug cartel, he's bowed to everybody, and Queen of England even, and, you know, and he said that you know, here you heard this, he said that he wanted money for the military, so to get that he had to see what this. How you doing, sir? Good, thank you. What are they? Are they just riding, or are they protesting?
They might be riding.
Well,
There's a couple of kids with them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's just like a birthday thing. But you know what's interesting? You got the fences like we're violent. Are you kidding me? I heard they had to put the fences up because you don't look violent to me. Seriously.
You know me very well.
You're not violent. How violent are you?
I know what you're saying.
I know what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying.
They're judging the people here just because they're fenced it off.
Yep.
Oh, we're a bunch of violent people.
That's right.
Well, wait.
It's not that we're violent. We're dangerous.
Well, the problem is, I'm kind of violent way because I care and I get a loud voice. I never hurt anybody, but I'll get loud, as you can see. They'll say, oh, he's violent. Look at his voice. That's because I care. It's called passion. If you don't have passion, you're like a dead log. I don't care. Yeah, kind of like half these people. But anyway. All right.
Take care.
Take care. Be safe. All right. Yes. Anyway. All right. Guns, weapons, war, drama, hate. Anyway, I'm sticking with God no matter what. You give me the wisdom, guide me, it's the Lord too. All right. So I'm sorry this is such a long video. I'm checking out this park. There's something I wanted to see over here. I saw something in the rock structure. Someone take a vest down. I got my voice shot again. Got to quit talking so much. But all right, I'm gonna sign a petition for God because it's too late, folks. All right, wake up, because we are in Revelations. Lord could come any minute. God could shake this earth in bits right now. All right, love you all.